Hey everyone, Lowcraft Mission here, and we're going to be going over this very interesting mushroom stem farm. So first I'll tell you the reason why quickly that I needed to make this. So I have this tower here. Um, it's based off the building 111 West 57th, which is still in construction in Manhattan, and the reason I'm building it is because friend over here built 432 Park Avenue, and so I wanted to build bigger. And if I got a bunch of mushroom stems on me. If I fly for a second around, this is like our spawn city. Um, and so like it's got a lot of tall buildings, and so gonna continue that. And so these two are mine. A lot of them are my friends, and so I'm building this third one. And it's kind of gonna go like all the way to like 220, like y equals 220 or whatever. So it's going really high. Um, so that means I need a lot of mushrooms. About up to there, I literally took down two whole dark forests worth of the mushroom stems. And because the thing is, these are mushroom stems, they can only be gotten from the stem of the mushroom with silk touch, and you can't plant another one till after the top's been destroyed. So basically what this does is I place this down, flick the lever, turn on. It puts bone meal into here to grow it fully. The observer detects the change. It then it detects the mushroom growing. The pistons push at least 3/4 of the stem to the side, and then a TNT duper is up there to drop TNT down onto it. So if I flick that on, you can see it in action, and it has to go up the torch tower, so it takes a little bit of time. But here we go. Is that there? And then you could just hold like right click here, and if I would make it more AFKable, I would just add sometimes it destroys other bits, but it's very inconsistent. But that's because that's a TNT duper and not like a dispenser. If I were to use, yeah, sometimes it does that. It's very it's very not completely automated. Oh, I'll just shut it off for a sec for now. This line just goes to stop the bone meal timer, because everything else activates when the observer detects. So if you want to see how it works, a lot of this wiring is only here because of timing. So for the bone meal dispenser. So if I go all the way back to the observer right here, this is just the output of the observer. It's just a simple, this just locks the timer so the observer doesn't completely activate every time with the piston. It literally just locks the repeater 2 ticks later to keep it in the off position. It then goes to 2 different places. One is obviously the pistons. This is wired weirdly, but whatever. It works. And then right here, all of this is it makes the signal like an entire repeater's length delay, because otherwise it's a single tick, and that isn't enough to activate the torch tower and the TNT dupers. I'll show you the TNT duper at the end, because that means I gotta go all the way up. This right here is 2 delaying circuits, because the amount of time it takes the torch tower to go up and piston and the TNT to go down is very long, and I don't want it. It's kind of the half AF cable where if you like held right click on here, it wouldn't constantly try to give this bone meal if it can't harvest it, or not can't harvest it, can't grow, because otherwise it'd be wasting all bone meal. And so yeah, all that does is all these delays just go into here. Why did I destroy that? Right, let me do that again. Oh, what am I? There we go. Go into here, which is the oh, I activated it. That's funny. Because I had the plan going. Okay. The observer clock here, which then outputs into the dispenser for bone meal, and then over here snaking around is just this piston to activate, and then this button down here just is basically a manual. Don't have this clock on, because otherwise without it, it's not wasting any bone meal, but it is just annoying to have on constantly. And if something goes wrong, I can flick it off. And then to make this more like AFK-able, you could actually add pistons to make it into a square. I just have it come over here, and then I can harvest it with my Silk Touch axe. So it's a very convoluted farm for something that you can technically do manually. Like when I say that, if I get... Do I have any mycelium in here? I do, over in this chest. Also, it has to be, I don't know where my... Probably just missed it. I could use this one. The reason the TNT breaks everything is just because TNT dupers are very inconsistent. So you see, I can manually do this, but then I gotta destroy the actual top bit every time. Otherwise, you can't actually grow another mushroom. It kind of sucks because these don't naturally decay. So I was inspired by another YouTube video to make this. And they actually had hoppers around the top of the obsidian. I'll show you that in a second. There we go. Destroy that. Right around this obsidian, they actually had hoppers to pick up all the mushrooms. Just because there's going to be those mushrooms. But I have so many, it doesn't really matter. And this odd shape of obsidian is just to protect everything below. Or as much as I can protect below. This isn't that many fireworks, but I have more in my ender chest. So if I just come here and land. This is a simple TNT duper. I think it was El Mango who did the tutorial. I don't necessarily remember, but it's all this is it powers the TNT duper, which when it switches to the side, this is like activated, so that TNT doesn't realize it's like should have fallen, and it's a bit weird, but it activates it, and then it activates it the second time because the inconsistencies, like I'm gonna disconnect the signal from here, so if I do that, the TNT hasn't dropped because I disconnected that signal. Those pistons can go on for a while. The ones, the side ones, it doesn't do anything. Oh, god damn it. Doesn't really do anything, but yeah. But I had this here so I can actually build the torch tower. There are better ways to, or faster ways to go upward, like a piston with like slime blocks, and then you can have multiple of those. But I didn't really have that many slime blocks, so because this is survival. Oh, I was gonna show you. I really came up here without having. Oh, let's say I didn't have a way to activate it. I technically do. I can just activate it over here. So you see, that's how the duper works. I'm gonna see if I have to spawn another one or not. I do. And so yeah, powering it, but it's very inconsistent the direction of which the TNT spawns. If I wish it was center every time, because then it'd be really nice, but it's not. Because that's what causes a bunch of the oh, let me just destroy these two. That's what causes a bunch of the items to break, because of the inconsistency. I don't need that there. Technically, oh no, I can't put that there because of the torch below it. So it's very. So because of that, it's inconsistent. But I have nowhere. It's not like I have a creeper farm, so I don't have enough gunpowder to make much TNT. And I did have a bunch originally from like desert temples and stuff, but that kind of ran out in testing. I only have a few more pieces of that left. Yeah, I have 7 left. But still, considering the amount of mushroom stems I need, because each layer, like going up by 1 block, you need 30 stems. So it gets crazy fast, or crazy fast the amount like you need by zombie. Oh yeah. this server has like a lot of plugins, like MCMMO and stuff, and literally just from that, it's funny. I had caps locks on. From acrobatics, I'm like 213 because the amount of times I've fallen like buildings and stuff like that and other things. But oh, and then also tree feller. Is it tree feller? I guess not. Axes. Oh, it's interesting. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, tree feller's part. Whatever. Because that ability has gotten really good because of all the mushroom harvesting. But yeah, this site here is enough. I have to get 12 more blocks higher, but before that, I'm gonna have to start taking the shape of the building and recessing it. But yeah, the one thing I need to add to this farm that isn't is right here. I don't actually. I can easily put a hopper like facing into here from either side, and so I can just feed it more bone meal, because otherwise I just have the dispenser. So that's it. This is very overcomplicated and not as compact as it can be, but I wasn't necessarily going for that. I was just going for it to work, because like once I finish this tower, there's a good chance this thing will just probably be taken down or something, because I only need it for this. And I settled on this block because me and my friend were looking through a bunch of different like blocks that can go in this match best how that building's gonna look like, and also it just looks nice. And no one else has used that material as a skyscraper block yet. Yeah, those are quartz pillars. Which quartz pillars were what I was gonna go for before this, but quartz mining is very annoying also. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.